Hey guys, welcome back to Raymore Repair. Unfortunately, my camera battery was not operating and I did not record getting the exhaust valve seat cut or a valve lapped in and everything set in place. We got that one taken care of. Now we're going to do the intake one. I'm just going to put a little bit of valve lapping compound on the face of this valve, or the seat area of the valve, where it's going to come in contact with the valve seat. I'm going to turn it over and put it in there. I don't want to get any on the stem of the valve, because I don't want it down in the guide. And we'll take and stick our valve thing on here. And we're going to rotate the valve. We're going to pick it up once in a while. You can kind of hear the difference. When I pick it up, it's louder at first, and the longer I turn it, the quieter it gets. That's because the abrasive gets out of the way. You have to pick it up and set it back down, and that puts the abrasive back into the part you're actually sanding or cutting on. After we do this for a little bit, we're going to pull this valve out and clean it off and see what kind of pattern we got on it. Then we'll check the seat and see what it looks like. We're just going to take and wipe this off, kind of see what kind of pattern we have on here. See if we're happy with it. Pretty much, it's a little far in, but like I say, I don't have any cutters that'll cut this thing back out. So we're going to live with a little far in. And our seat looks pretty good. We got a nice pattern right around there. Now, a word to the wise. If you were working on a modern ATV or motorcycle, anything like that, then you wouldn't want to do this because the valves are stellite coated. You'll cut through the stellite coating, it'll actually wear the valves out faster. Now we're going to check our valve clearance, and I'll get you reset up to kind of get a feel for what we're doing there. Okay, we got some light on the subject. Let's see if we have any clearance at all. And we don't have enough. I'm going to take and grind a little bit off this valve stem, and I'll be right back. All right, I went over to the grinder and I ground just a little bit off the end of this stem. And that feels pretty good. I'm pushing down pretty hard to compensate for valve spring. Next thing I want to do is I want to kind of clean this cavity out just a little bit. All right, it's in. We'll recheck our clearance. Still feels pretty stinking good. So that's what we're going to go with. I'm going to clean this out one more time. I'm holding my finger over the crankcase breather hole. So anything that I wash out of there doesn't just go down in the hole back into the crankcase. Right there. All right, our valves are in. I am going to clean this gasket off. We got our gasket scraped off and got a new gasket on here. We're going to set this sweetheart together. I think this actually goes this way. Grab a screwdriver. All right, I found the right bolts, or screws. Get our super thick gasket here. Get you focusing in the right place here. I'll set this on here. She fits pretty snug around the screws. I have no idea how old my new gasket is, so I want to be kind of gentle with it. By the way, this is my new carburetor. I ordered it because this thing did not have a carburetor. So I ordered it up, and oddly enough, the carburetor is way easier to get than gaskets or any other part for this thing. I don't know what the deal is with small engine parts, but they do not show up quickly. I want to get a number 3 Phillips and finish tightening those up. So the carburetor showed up in about 3 days. The other stuff showed up in about a week and a half to 2 weeks. One of the things we did get is a governor linkage. Genuine Tecumseh part. So I have no idea which hole this goes in. It's going to be a little bit of a game to figure it out. So I can tell you now, I should have put it on before I put the carb on. We'll hook that one in first. I think we'll get some pliers and just do a little bendy on that to get it to go in. Hopefully that'll work. And this side's on, yay! About time. Okay, now then, we got 3 more bolts that can go in there. Or 2 more. Seems like the head holds everything on this thing. All right, I finally got the shroud figured out. And we have to put the shroud on, the gas tank on, a heat shield on, all this just to get the head bolts in. So we're gaining. Everything mounts to the head bolts. All right, I think we got them all started now. We'll grab a wrench and run them down. That's all we're going to do with the power tool. All right, we're done tightening with the power tool. Now we'll run these down evenly. We'll run inside so you can see better. All right, now we'll start here. Start putting a little torque on these. Keep in mind, I'm using a short handle, short ratchet. There we go. All right, guys, it's the next day, and we're getting the oil drained out of this thing, and it is nasty. Ah, there. Now I think you can get a little better view of it. Shine some light on the subject. That's water running out. We're going to fire this thing up, and then we will change the oil again when and if it starts. We haven't even started up the first time yet. I think that'll do, at least for the first time around. Well, we put a little gas in it, so... All right, we do have gas in the carburetor. We'll give her a choke. I gotta tell you, I'm pretty giddy. All right, we're getting ready to do our fourth oil change on this thing. We've done 3 so far, and I wanted to go ahead and do a fourth one because I'm pretty sure this oil is going to come out pretty stinking nasty still. So here we go. Oil change number 4. Well, it's the third oil change. I drained the original oil, and then I put oil in it 3 times. So however you want to look at that. It is getting better. I think this one will do it. It was pretty bad, but now it's getting a little better. I hate the fact that it runs all over the frame when you drain it, but the drain plug on the other side will do the same thing. I guess I need to put a little tube that offsets just a little bit, but still misses the tire. That way we could drain this oil without it just running everywhere. Take the cap off and let it breathe. There we go. Yeah, we got it running out pretty good. All right, we got it refilled with oil. Got all that taken care of. I'm going to fire it back up one more time just to make sure it still runs, and that'll pretty much be the end of the snowblower. This thing still needs an air box. The carburetor is still exposed on it, and they don't use an air filter, they just use an air box. And I've got to find one of those. I'll keep an eye out for one. Whenever I find it, I'll get one and install it. And that's pretty much that, guys. Hey, thanks for watching. I really appreciate all of you watching. If you have any questions or comments, criticisms, whatever you want to do, place those down below. I do read those. And if there's anything in particular you'd like to see, let me know that too. We got some other mowers coming up. Tune back in for that. And as always, God bless and be good. Thank you.